I felt God touch me on my back. Now I say I felt God because I turned around and I got a fright out of it, and there was no one there.
Wow.
That second, I understood that God is showing me that although I'm in this mess, He still loves me. I'm still His son, and He didn't put me there. I put myself there. And actually, in that stage, I read a sentence that says, "He turned my mess into a message."
Yes. Greg, I'm so excited to hear your story and your moment with Jesus. What was that moment?
So growing up in a tough neighborhood, I was used to always like fight for my stuff, fight for everything. But as soon as God's presence fell over me, it changed everything. I felt the relief, and I started crying on the floor, trying to hide it still, but it just couldn't stop.
Wow. So what led up to this? I know it's a powerful story. What was your childhood like?
So I was born in South Africa, moved to Israel when I was 3. We moved in Tel Aviv, straight away to a tough neighborhood called Kfar Shalem.
Okay.
So a lot of people that came to Israel from many other places, and everyone had their groups. And I didn't have my group when I was growing up there. I was not in the Russian team, I was not in the Georgian team. I was just alone, and I had my family, my brothers. I grew up overweight. I had low self-esteem. So I always fight my way with people. If anyone would say anything bad towards me, towards my family, I would just fight. That was my growing up in Israel.
Wow. So you learned how to defend yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And all this time you're building up your own sense of pride and own self-worth this way. But that led into some pretty scary things.
Yeah, so I always tried to also find places I could fit. And usually the people I used to fit with would be older than me. So at the age of 11, I was exposed to a lot of things that was not appropriate for my age.
Like what?
Like pornography, alcohol, cigarettes, a lot of fighting. I was like trying to become a part of the group, a part of the people, part of all my friends. I was doing everything they did, and we were exposed to many things that just made our mind move
Messed up.
Yeah.
We know that now looking back, being exposed to pornography at such a young age and alcohol at such a young age and trying to fit in with the cool crowd wrecks our minds, and it warps our minds. What did that lead you into?
So a lot of my friends and I, because we were exposed and also we were trying things out, it really brought us into a sexual immorality. We didn't really know what sex was, and we tried to find it, and we really looked at women as dolls,
Objects.
All of this brought us to a situation that all of us were in jail. I was in jail for 2 months.
Wow.
At the age of 15.
Why? What was that moment that you got caught? The police showed up. What happened?
So they called us up to come and ask a few questions. I didn't really know what it was about, since I came to faith when I was about 12, 13. After this, what everything happened, and I started changing. My life started changing, and I didn't really know why they calling me at all, because my mind was so messed up. And at the age of 15, when I was arrested, I started blaming God for things that I did. I was like, why are you letting this happen? Why are you letting all of these things happen to me? Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, you're expecting life to be great now because you gave your life to Jesus. You're hearing all these great stories about when people come to Jesus, their life is blessed and everything's great, but it wasn't like that for you.
No, so yeah, it's just everything started changing in that time, and I was mad at God. But while I was actually in a house arrest during this time, I was watching a video I like soccer or football.
Yeah.
And while a famous player, Brazilian player called Kaká, he scored a goal and he took off his shirt. It was written down, "I'm a son of God," or "I belong to Jesus." And the second I read that, I felt God touch me on my back. Now I say I felt God because I turned around and I got a fright out of it, and there was no one there.
Wow.
That second, I understood that God is showing me that although I'm in this mess, He still loves me. I'm still His son, and He didn't put me there. I put myself there. And actually, in that stage, I read a sentence that says, "He turned my mess into a message."
Yes.
And that's what happened. I believe today that I work with youth. I'm there to guide them through this tough time. Through this, they get exposed to so much balagan out there.
Craziness.
And I'm there to help them in this stage in their lives. And yeah, I don't feel like I'm Magieli or
Like you deserve it.
I deserve to be in this
Yeah.
place, but I really believe that God put me in this place today to guide teenagers.
So your message is that we don't have to clean ourselves up to come to God. He wants us to come to Him how we are, but He doesn't want us to stay how we are.
Yeah. One of the things that I tried to do is I tried to change myself.
Right.
When I got to faith at the age of 13, before all of this happened, I said, I'll change first and then I'll tell everyone that I'm a believer. What happened is I came to the same exact place that I was before. I fell again in sin and all of this. And it was only a year after the same conference, someone prayed for me, and I understood that He needs to change me. I can't change myself.
Wow, how old are you now?
28.
So this was a long time ago,
Yeah.
and you've been walking with God for quite some time
Yeah.
now. So what's your life like now?
I would say as best as it can be. I really believe that God is the place that I run to as soon as I did do something that's wrong.
Yeah.
I really believe that He changes what I have in my mind to be His mind. Like I try not to think what I'm exposed to is the truth,
Right.
but what He exposes to me.
Yes.
Through the Bible, through prayer.
Itchadshut.
Itchadshut.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
sanctification. It's sanctification. You have a beautiful family.
Yeah. I'm married now for 5 years.
Yeah.
I have a new daughter a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So I love how God takes a man who's broken and just warped and turns him into a leader, a husband, a father. It's just so amazing.
I had to tell my wife this story on the first date, and she still accepted it.
Yeah, wow. And so she's a believer, obviously, as well. And I just want to say that you've touched me, and I hope that you've touched other people out there that are hearing your story that may be in a similar situation. Things like pornography and alcohol and drugs, they can make it seem like life is way better than it really is. It's a distraction. It's the devil's playground, and we need to be really careful about these things. So Greg, there's somebody out there watching this right now that's struggling and suffering from the things that you were involved in. Porn addiction, alcohol, the wrong crowd. What would you have to say for them right now?
I would say that what society defines as the truth or good can at the end bring you to destruction. I really believe that only what God tells you is good, and what your Creator pointed in your life, only if you listen to what He tells you, it will bring you to everlasting love, everlasting life.
Wow.
It will change your life. It will change. Really, you'll know that you're going after someone that is bigger than you,
Yeah.
and you're not the one that defines what is good here.
Wow. It's humbling, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're a big, strong guy, but Jesus, he brings us to our knees, realizing that our strength comes from Him ultimately.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So if you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're Jewish out there and you have a testimony that you want to share with us, we have our email in the description. Please get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. And let us know what you think. Put your comments down in the comments section. Any last words?
God bless.
God bless. Take care.